Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this covered patio area here, and this is in Southern California. We're gonna go ahead and look at how we might heat this area. So there's a couple of comments that we got in reference to what they need at this particular time. So right now I just have this seating position like this. I had some images of that seating position, and then I noticed that there was some lighting and speakers up here. I'm not quite sure if these doors, but I assume these doors here are sliding doors left to right. And then we have some doors over here that swing into the residence itself, so that should not be an issue. Let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions that I have. So basically I have 25 feet in this direction from inside edge wall to inside edge wall. And then I have 13'4" from the edge of the wall here to the inside edge of this wall over here, with a ceiling height of 10 feet off the finished floor. So the first thing that they had mentioned is that this is a pre-constructed structure, so that there's no way to put in flush mount units at this time. So I understand that, and if this is the first time you're watching this channel and you have a new application, then I would probably recommend a flush mount. But because of this is an established structure, we're not going to be looking at that at all at this time. So the other thing that they had mentioned was that they have a nice view out of this direction, and they really don't want to see the heaters obstruct that view whatsoever. One thing I probably should show is I'm going to go ahead and turn these dimensions. Actually, let me just take some quick measurements. I'm going to do this here. So I have this at 1 foot. I have this at 8 inches here. And, this little decorated piece here I have at 8 inches tall as well. So that's something to notice, and but again, that viewpoint is something that they're very concerned about, and looking outside of the resident itself, with I should also probably go up here and take a measurement of this real quick here, which I believe is probably 24 inches. Let's go up here. And yeah, I have that top of the door at 24 inches. So what you're gonna see here is based on my assumed dimensions, and this is going to be the viewpoint that you're going to see here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off those dimensions now altogether, and let's go ahead and look at a couple of different options. So the first option that I'm going to pull up is placing 2 of the 6,000 watt C-series, and they do actually have a trim face that you could put on top here to make it look a little more decorative. But in any case, I'm going to show just the heater itself here, and another one over here. It's basically in the center of the patio itself, the structure of the patio, assuming that this is the only position that we're really looking at heating. And I have these angled at 15 degrees, so straight down 15 degrees up to come into the center of the patio. And also there's an 18-inch clearance below the heater that we need to maintain, so I've maintained that at 18 inches from this, and I have this at a 8-inch, and I believe this is at 10-inch wide. So there's a little bit of gap there you can see, and then the same over here. We do have this, and we may have to move this over because I added this trim piece over here. So let's just go ahead and move that. I think I added a 2-inch trim piece there. So 18, so that's actually 20 inches from this edge of the wall here to the edge of the heater itself right there. In any case, those are the clearances that need to be maintained. It's 18 inches on all 4 sides, 36 inches down below the heater, and there you go. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. And I also want to mention too that they had said that there is a pre-existing electric line, or EMT, I think they call it, for the electric line to come through. Now, if it's already being used, most likely you're not going to fit, even if you were just to run one heater up here, you're probably not going to fit the electric line that is required to go through, from the main breaker panel or a sub panel if you have it, to the actual or through that actual EMT. So I would kind of talk to an electrician before you even make a decision on doing this, because of the fact that if that's what you're assuming, that you can run that new electric line through an existing one, it's probably not going to fit, because these are usually 8 to 10, even larger diameter wires that come through here, and it needs basically 3 wires minimum in order to do that. So anyways, I want to go ahead and continue on the footprint of heat. Here you can see at that 15-degree level, you got a nice overlapping ray that comes across, and for the most part, you're going to get a 12-foot throw left to right here. So if these chairs are 12 feet back to back, then you will feel warmed on that. Now, if it was that you only want to put one heater in here, I'm going to delete this one here. You're going to see that your throw is going to only really be about 7, maybe 6.5 feet from the heater edge here out this direction. So you're not going to really feel it over here. But if this is all that you want, is just for a daily coffee, and watching the beautiful viewpoint that you have, then this might work as well. But let's go ahead and put that back on, and I'm going to actually turn off the rays so you can kind of see what that would look like for the most part out of the window here. And my thoughts is, most people will say, oh well, I'm going to see this heater all the time. But when you have a beautiful view, you don't really look up, up here and say, oh, what is that up there? Most people get used to having something there and really stop, visually looking at it. So just keep that in mind. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at the next option. And that's going to be placing a couple of other heaters. Let's go ahead and turn this one off. And this is probably my preferred application. If this was my location and I'm going to run a electric line or a new electric line into this location, I would put 4 heaters total, same thing as before. 18 or 20 inches from this edge here to this wall because of the trim piece here, and then these 2 heaters 18 inches from this edge here, and I believe I have them at, I want to say 10 feet center to center. So let's go ahead and just check that out real quick. So that's the center point of the heater, and we can establish this hopefully. And yeah, we got actually 10 feet center to center. I'm off a ½ inch there, but that's okay. So that would be my preferred, having 4 units total. Looking out here from the viewpoint again, it looks to me okay, and you're not going to focus on this up here. So looking at the footprint of heat, and we're going to maintain those same clearance issues that I had mentioned before. But here you can see that we are heating up almost the entire patio beautifully. So that would be my preferred if this is my application and I was going to go ahead and do a new electric line to this area. Another thing just to mention, if you're looking at this video and you're thinking, well, I'd like to have gas heaters in here. Gas heaters, have exhaust, and you need to maintain some ventilation for exhaust. So I'm not going to recommend a gas heater for an application like that, because the exhaust is going to flow up here and it won't seep out until it gets down to below this edge here. And everything is going to be superheated up here. You need to have some sort of exhaust to allow this exhaust to evacuate from that area. So that's why I'm not recommending the gas heaters for this application. But let's go ahead and look at, and I'm not sure if I showed that, but let's go ahead and see that. And let's go ahead and look at the final option, which would be maybe taking a couple of units and placing them on the left and right. Now these I have at 30-degree angles, and as you can see over here, we need to maintain that clearance of 18 inches. So that 18 inches of clearance is from this edge to the edge of the heater on this side here, and the same on this side over here. And at a 30-degree tilt, you are getting an okay amount of heat. I would not recommend this being my favorite. So if it was the option that you're really looking for, I would move these probably 24 inches in from the wall there into the center, and then you have a nicer crossover ray here, and some of that ray you're going to feel on the front of your body, and this is all coming from the back, back side of your body. I'm not completely happy about this application. One thing I should just mention, when I make these recommendations, I really like to show what I think works best, and sometimes people are looking to make a application to where the visual part of it is, the least or the most important part. But sometimes I think that if you're looking at just the visual part, the application is not going to work as good as you think. So I don't like to recommend this type of application unless this is the only thing that you can do. So, but again, moving those over 24 inches, I'm going to turn off that ray. This is infrared light waves, by the way. Infrared light waves are not visible to the human eye. I'm showing this just as a pattern of heat output from each unit. So this is what you're going to physically or visually see with the heaters in this orientation. So going back to what my favorite would be, which is again like this, I think this would be my preferred. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.